Okay, so let's just jump right in. Every brand out there, every single one is in this massive fight for your attention. We're living in a world that's just, well, it's flooded with ads. But just how bad has it gotten? Let's put a number on it.
Get this. Researchers think that if you live in a city, you're hit with somewhere between 3 and 5,000 ad messages. Not a week, not a month, every single day. That is just a staggering amount of noise to try and cut through.
So, yeah, that's the million-dollar question for anyone trying to sell anything, right? In this absolute blizzard of information, how on earth does one brand, just one single message, actually break through and get heard?
It's not like it used to be. The whole game has changed. Think about it. Back in the 60s, you could run one TV ad on the big three networks and boom, you'd reach like 80% of women in the US. Try that today? No way. You'd have to run that same ad on over 100 channels just to get close. Our attention is just shattered across streaming, social media, everywhere. The old way of doing things? It's broken.
And this desperation to get noticed, it's pushing brands to some, well, pretty wild places. You see ads on gas pumps, on subway gates, but get this, even on eggs. Yeah, you heard that right, stamped right on the shell. When you're literally competing with someone's breakfast for a sliver of their attention, you know things have gotten out of hand.
Okay, so clearly just shouting louder and louder into the void isn't working. So what's the alternative? Well, the really smart brands, they're not just adding to the noise. They're trying to create a better sound. And that brings us to the integrated solution. The fancy term for it is Integrated Marketing Communications, or IMC for short. Now that sounds a little textbooky, right? But the idea behind it is actually super simple. It's all about making sure that every time you encounter a brand, whether it's a TV ad, their website, the actual product on a shelf, it all feels like it's coming from the same place. It's telling one consistent story.
Actually, here's a great way to think about it. Imagine a brand's marketing is an orchestra. The TV ads are maybe the violins, their Instagram feed is the trumpets, and the displays in a store are the drums. Now, without a conductor, you just get a bunch of random noise, right? IMC is that conductor. It makes sure every single instrument is playing the same song in perfect harmony to create something beautiful, not just chaos. So, sticking with that idea, what instruments does this conductor actually get to play with? Let's open up the marketer's toolkit and see what's inside.
All right, so there are basically 8 big categories of tools that marketers can pull from. This is their whole palette. You've got the old school stuff like advertising and direct sales, but you've also got newer things like interactive marketing and getting people to talk about your brand. And here's the secret. The goal isn't to just throw all 8 at the wall. The magic is in picking the right tools and making them work together. Let's make this real with a few examples. First up, good old advertising. We've all seen a million ads. But think about Pringles. Once you pop, the fun don't stop. That wasn't just a catchy phrase. It connected the chip to a whole feeling, an experience. That's what great advertising does. It's not just about the product, it's about the emotion. Or here's a smarter move, combining your tools. Take John Deere. When they were about to launch a new piece of farm equipment, they didn't just buy an ad. They combined events and PR. They ran these cool, mysterious teaser campaigns before a big trade show, getting everyone talking. So by the time they pulled the cover off the machine, the crowd was huge, the press was all over it, and the buzz was already there. A perfect 1-2 punch. And then you've got the new stuff, like interactive marketing. This is huge. When Gap launched their Born to Fit jeans, they could have just made a TV commercial, but instead, they built an iPhone app. You could actually mix and match outfits, and then, get this, send them to your friends on Facebook for their opinion. That's a game changer. It's marketing that you want to play with, and that's incredibly powerful. Okay, so we've got the problem, which is the noise. We've got the solution, which is integration. And we've seen the tools in the toolkit. But how do you actually do it? How do you build one of these campaigns from the ground up?
Well, it really boils down to a pretty straightforward blueprint. Step 1, who are you talking to? You have to know your audience inside and out. Step 2, what do you want them to actually do? Buy something, sign up? Then step 3 is where you design the message, the actual ads. And finally, and this is the most important part, you weave all those pieces together and you measure, measure, measure to see what's actually working.
All right, that all sounds good on paper, but does it work in the real world? Oh yeah. Let's look at a perfect case study of a brand that used this exact strategy to save themselves. I'm talking about Ocean Spray. It's time to go straight to the bog.
So picture this. It's the mid-2000s, and Ocean Spray is in serious trouble. I mean, sales had been falling for almost 10 years. The entire juice market was struggling, and let's be honest, cranberries just weren't cool. The brand felt kind of dusty, something your grandma bought.
So what did they do? They went back to basics. They came up with this brilliant 360-degree campaign idea, straight from the bog. The genius of it was that they weren't going to try and be something they're not. No slick ads. They were just going to tell a real, honest, and kind of surprising story about the cranberry bog.
And here's where that integration piece just sings. They didn't just make a commercial. No, they built a whole world around the bog. You had those hilarious TV ads with the two guys in waders, right? But then they took it a step further. They literally built mini cranberry bogs in the middle of major cities as a PR stunt. They had events in stores, and they had a website that was the hub for the whole thing. See how every single piece points back to the same core idea?
So, did it work? Oh my gosh, did it work? The results were just incredible. While the rest of the juice industry was still shrinking, Ocean Spray's sales started climbing. Not just a little bit. They grew an average of 10% a year for 5 years straight. That is what a powerful, integrated campaign can do. They stopped selling juice and started selling the story of the bog.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that modern marketing, the really great stuff, isn't about one killer ad. It's about creating a whole brand experience that's seamless and consistent. It's about telling a story that feels true, whether you see it on TV, on your phone, or in the grocery store.
So I'll leave you with this question. Think about your favorite brand, a brand you're truly loyal to. Now try to look past just their latest ad or their Instagram post. How are all the little pieces, the product itself, the packaging, the customer service, the ads, how are they all working together to tell you one single cohesive story?